Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today is a very exciting day, especially for the Hype Group. The version 1.0 of the Airbus H135 has finally been released. This update comes with many changes to the aircraft, performance changes, and all kinds of really awesome stuff. We're going to be checking out this aircraft firsthand here today. We're going to be taking it on a full flight from Sedona over to Payson. So it's a short flight. We're going to do a little bit of sightseeing, enjoy what the aircraft has to offer, and then take it on down into Payson for a landing. So stay tuned, guys, because this should be a really fun episode, especially if, like me, you have been following this project very closely. This is really exciting. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so stepping right into it, I do want to preface this with a quick disclaimer, folks, so please pay attention. I am using the beta version 3.8.4, so I'm using a release just before, a few hours before version 1.0 comes out, but they're basically going to be the same thing. The biggest thing to understand is that with beta version 3.8.4, the winner of their livery contest, that livery will not be available in this particular version that I am using, but everything else should be basically just the same. So we're going to go ahead and get this bird going and see what we have to offer. All right, so first thing right off the bat, jump into the cockpit. Once again, guys, be sure to take a look at all the texturing work that has been done on this aircraft, how fine it really is starting to look, or has been looking really for a while. It's come such a long way. I am so impressed with this aircraft, and I'm so excited to get up and moving with it. It is just, these guys have done an amazing job, especially with the limitations that were, holding them back with the Microsoft Flight Simulator SDK. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things here. First thing, you get this alert right on the side MFD here, or the portable display, whatever you want to call it. And it is to move your collective axis up and then down to initialize it. So we're going to go to full collective and full aft again. And then now this screen comes to play, letting us know that we are ready for flight. If you do not complete that process, the collective axis will not be available for operation. So you want to make sure that you do that. All right, now let's go ahead and walk through a cold start. Now, actually, I'm going to walk you guys through a couple of tips here real quick. So first off, we have, if you use your landing gear button, or G on the keyboard, oh, maybe it's not the landing gear button. Thought it was landing gear button. I must have unbound that. Anyway, the landing gear option will cycle through the different modes of the aircraft. You have level 1, level 2, and level 3. I think they had an expert mode, but it looks like that has been since removed. And I think all that did was disable the autopilot functionality here. And then you have your Garmin touchscreen controller, your nav, heading, and altitude. So this should be pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at getting the aircraft started up. So we're going to go to battery on. We're going to go to avionics 1 and 2 are on. We're going to prime the fuel system, turn the fuel tanks on, turn our position lights on, strobe light on, and anti-collision light on. Pitot heats will wait for a bit. Let's go ahead and come down here. And we'll start cycling engine 1. But the placard is all new here. I have not seen this before. Very awesome. Minimum descent rate. Recommended. Max range. Listen to those sounds. Engine percentage showing here. Automatic flight control system disengaged. The brightness on the PFD seems like it's been adjusted. Let's go ahead and get rid of the cyclic for a minute. PFD settings. This entire screen here looks like it has been adjusted. Beautiful. Alright, we are at idle on engine 1. Let's go with engine 2. All the buttons and switches now activate very quickly. That texturing is beautiful. Gosh, you guys have done a good job. Loving the sounds. Alright, we're at idle, so let's go ahead and bring on the... Well, actually, let's come up top for a second. Let's turn the primers off. And let's go with the FADEC. And we are now ready for takeoff. Too freaking cool. Ah, look at that. Okay, we're going to be testing that out. Looks like you have a quick access to the autopilot. Just give it a tap and it takes care of the aircraft. Let's go ahead and throw our flight plan in. We're not going to be doing too much here, but we'll be doing a little bit here. Anybody remember what Sedona's SAZ? No, that's not right. I can't ever remember what Sedona's S or ICAO code is. So let's see if we can find it. So add origin. I thought there was a way. Well, here, let's back up a bit. Oops, I didn't want to go that far. Flight tools. Let's go to nearest airport. There it is. Throw that in there. Insert in flight plan. Sure, insert at the end. We don't have anything else going on with it. Oh, actually, I probably didn't want to do that, but let's do this. KSEZ. Throw that in. There's our departure. And then we'll remove the waypoint here. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and go back. Let's do this here. Let's go home for a second. Let's go nearest airport again. Payson should be right around the corner here. Oh, Flagstaff might be fun too. Oh, there we go. K-Pan, there it is. So let's just go ahead and enter it in. Add destination. And we're just going to have it in there just to say we have it done. We're not going to throw any waypoints. We're going to do all VFR in between those two. But then we can just set it direct when we're ready to head on out. So that's what we got there. Let's take a look at anything else we have. Procedures I'm not worried about. Minimums we're not going to worry about today. Simple. I mean, it's pretty much everything else is just about the same. We're going to turn our transponder on. We're not going to worry about altitude reporting. We're just going to do some VFR. So there we go. VFR is set. Transponder's on. There we go. You guys have done such a cool job with this. Such a cool job. We'll do an ident. Hey, we're here. Let's see here. What else we got? Aircraft configuration. You can set your doors. That's how you open them, close them. You can remove the doors if you want. You can just take them off. Free open cockpit. If you want, if that's something you want to do. I think it looks kind of funny without the doors on it. So we're going to throw that back on. EPU, the external power unit. Rotor brake, you can have it installed or not installed, so that's going to be right there. That's the rotor brake. I don't think it actually functions yet. Replay mode, I still want to check that out. We're going to have to see what that's all about. Maybe we'll get to test that today. But the NI, or high NR, what this does is actually increases the climb performance of the aircraft. So if you're in a climb and you want to basically go to a max performance climb, you can click that on and it'll increase your climb rate pretty dramatically. Let's see here. So it looks like the displays, it's based on how you look at it. It's angle of attack, or angle of visual attack, I should say, on how it comes out, but that looks pretty good. All right, well, let's go ahead and take her for a flight. All right, so we've got our track IR running today. Hopefully it behaves itself. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. Let's turn those pitot heats on. Make sure we're truly ready to go here. Standby battery. And that, I think we're all set. I'm going to come back to the view here and see if I can... Yep, gens are on. All right, I think we are ready to roll. Let's see what we can do here. So we're just going to do a nice, easy pickup. Just adding some collective. Oof. That was all me. That was all my bad. Trying to get a good taxi going here. Ah, bounced it. Definitely challenging, guys. On this advanced mode, it's very, very challenging. I highly recommend this to you guys. If you guys have not tried this aircraft out, you are missing out. The visuals of it are just absolutely too fun. Checking out some of the cooler scenery just gets super exciting. I was trying out a really cool, very intense graphical update for the Sedona area. But unfortunately, it was crushing my frame rate. So that's why we started out here. My plan was to use that, but it was killing the FPS. But it was a Sedona cinematic, is what I think it was what it was called. All right, so we're going to try just using sort of ground effect to get us moving. And so what we're going to do is just sort of pitch the nose forward and just let her float. Oh, she already picked up. Never mind. We're gone. Ah, come on, baby. Come back to me. Come back over here. There we go. Let me set that camera. Feeling I'm not... There we go. That's better. Sort of. Trying to stay on the runway. I said, challenging. You gotta pay attention to all axis when dealing with a helicopter. And I am clearly not. All right, but there we go. Let's go ahead and just come right on down through the valley here. And let's just have some fun. Guys, I can't stress enough how well this aircraft flies. The performance of it is just fantastic. Every input is tracked very well. The inputs that you would expect to be necessary are, I mean, so in the first few releases of this aircraft, you could really get away with sort of, once you got it moving, I used to be able to take my feet off the rudder pedals, and not worry about the anti-torque rotor. That is not the case anymore. I definitely have to stay on it. Definitely have to stay on it. Let's give the nav source. Tap. There we go. Now we're on the FMS. Just so we know where pacing actually is and we're paying attention here. But it flies smooth as glass. You know what else I've noticed? So it used to do this weird bouncing thing. I haven't seen that yet. So I'm kind of hoping that got resolved. Like the camera would just sort of jolt a second. Actually, I think I just saw it. Yeah. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's only noticeable if you're looking for it. This thing is a dream. So much fun to fly. Handles so gorgeously. The textures on it are just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This team has really just put an amazing piece of hardware together. Oh, and speaking of me not using my anti-torque rotor, that was all on me again. I'm like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be turning here. Definitely a great aircraft for skimming the treetops, scaring the cows. Let's take it down into the canyon again. I'm gonna pop on that high performance mode here. It does say that the throttle becomes much more sensitive. Or the collective, I should say. Screaming along at 140 knots here, just about 130, give or take. All right, so let's see here. Let's see how the autopilot works. All right, so my hands are off the controls. It's like all it does is keep the aircraft in its current position. And we can use this to take it. Let's turn our nav on. Let's turn that autopilot off. Start heading towards Payson here. Lost a lot of forward momentum there, so really had to pull the power on the collective there to get us up and over. Alright, so now let's try this again here. Let's see how everything works here. So we're gonna go autopilot. You have to take your hands off the controls, it looks like, to activate it. Let's go to nav. Altitude. So let's see what this is. Collective. Gotcha. Okay. Looks like we still want to use manual control there. Not bad. Quick and dirty way to take care of it. Take care of the autopilot system. What's funny is that the nav system doesn't... Well, it looks like we're slightly intercepting. Never mind, that makes sense. I really want to know how the replay mode works. It says it's active. It says it's ready. So if I go back... Oh, hey, I forgot about this thing. And there it is, the GTN 750. It also integrates with it. For those of you guys who didn't catch what that was, the GTN 750 is soon to be a payware add-on for the Garmin series. It's extremely detailed, has tons more functionality than anything that we've seen from the Garmin systems thus far. And then on top of everything that we have seen thus far. So really handy system. Let's see here. I don't think I want to do that actually. Let's take a look at this one over here. How does the replay mode work? Make sure we don't crash into anything here. Maybe this is something that isn't quite ready yet. Because I don't see any other options to use it. Alright, well, we'll have to check that out at a later time, I guess. We'll turn that off for now. I don't see anything. All the same information there. Yeah. I don't know. Ooh, getting low again. Well, let's see what we got here. What's our distance to 31 miles? Alright guys, so I will catch you as we get closer to the arrival here, but I hope you guys have seen enough already that makes you want to jump into this helicopter. This thing is just too much fun, way too much functionality, tons of stuff I haven't even had a chance to touch yet, so I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Let's banker down in here. Easier than trying to climb it back out. Not to mention more fun. You guys catch the forward momentum even though we're pitched to the left? You have to wait for that momentum to die off before it'll come around. This is so cool. Oh, God, I love this helicopter. Seriously, it's so much fun. And in VR, it's even more intense. I just don't record in VR because too many people said they did not like it. And I understand that. Recordings on VR on YouTube, I'm not a big fan of myself. So, but definitely need to check this out. All right, so I'll catch you guys as we get closer to Payson here. All right, guys, so we are about 5 miles, give or take, away from Payson. So I figured I'd bring you back in for the last leg of the flight here. This thing is just absolutely a blast to fly. The handling is extremely real. I wish I had the recording going. I flew down low between some canopies back there, or canyons back there, and I think I caught a wind shear or something because the aircraft was suddenly shoved one direction and back the other, and it was pretty violent. It definitely wasn't like a bug or anything. It was definitely weather impacted. So it was pretty awesome. I'm really impressed with this aircraft, the full functionality of it, the integration possibilities with the EFB that they have. They have their own electronic flight flag that's being implemented with it. You have the GTN 750 that can be integrated with it. The autopilot system works pretty damn well. All the texturing and modeling that has changed. And again, as of the moment, I don't know if there's any plans to change, but as of the moment, this is a free aircraft. Link down in the description below, you guys. I highly recommend you guys grab this. I mean, I just can't say it enough. For what is a free project and started out, just a few months ago, has really come into something quite amazing. We should be able to see Payson here. Yep, there it is. The sounds are phenomenal. As I said previously, I keep saying highly recommend. I don't know what else to say. But in VR, this thing is just absolutely a blast in VR. There are certain things that can be a little weird in VR, but there are things that are being addressed very quickly. where we want to put her down today. Lost that forward momentum too soon. I know you guys can't see it, but I am just constantly on the controls right now. Collective in and out, in and out, in and out. Anti-torque rotor, back and forth. Cyclic. Bunch of very small, very gentle motions. Come on. You've been so good to me the whole day. This is a challenge. I think landing is the most fun. Learning how to maneuver that ground effect and not take out your aircraft, but learning how to float it right where you want. Because when you get down to right about here, every little motion you make becomes very intense. Very, very strong. So the slightest pitch forward, and next you know you're skating across the tarmac here, or the ramp. The slightest pitch backwards, and you're putting your rotor through somebody's house. It's just really learning how to fine-tune that. And I did not do it here. Alright guys, well, you guys have got the gist. Version 1.0 of the H-135 helicopter. These guys have done just an incredible amount of work, an incredible short period of time, really. Make sure you guys hook them up in any way you can. Give this mod a try, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Find some really cool places to go fly and rip it through. It's fast, it's fun, it's maneuverable, it's responsive. Very, very well done aircraft. So, as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.